In the words of a very famous and legendary poet, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Certainly an amazing twist on words that provokes thought. He's not in business. He is a business. A brand. Which leads me to question. What is the identity for the city of Leander? Well, I for one believe it may very well be the splendid sense of community. If you haven't noticed, Leander, Texas is growing faster than the time it takes the Kardashians to replace men. Call me Kim. 5 years from now, we may perhaps have a new mountain built right here in town. Maybe a slight exaggeration, but if so, I for one believe the mount should be named Mount Cornelius, the most well-groomed mountain in all the land. The one thing that we mustn't compromise in the presence of growth is the sense of community. Go check out a Leander Wolfpack football game or stop by Shop's Burgers to introduce your palate to a burger that's simply amazing. Stop by the Leander Police Department and tell Greg and the boys what an amazing job they're doing. Maybe even stop by the fan club and have yourself a Leandrathol vodka with cranberry. Simply delicious. Grab a slice of pie at Brooklyn Heights or Saucony's. Yes, they are here now. Try a new lager at the Leander Beer Market. Join a kickball team at Bledsoe Park and make a complete fool of yourself trying to relive your heyday. The list goes on and on, but we mustn't lose that sense of community. By God. Hold on. Who is this? Apparently there's a dire emergency and I must go lock the doors and turn those lights down low. You'll all be blessed to take heed to my word, and that word for today is community. Well, off I go. Yes, Caballeros. Yes, please put me on for the works. All right, I'll be there in a jiff. As fast as the Kardashians get face or burn out.
The following program contains adult language, as well as baby talk.
Viewer discretion advised.
It's the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a Twist, with your hosts, the Beauty Angel, the Barber Trust, and the brains behind this whole operation, Gus. Tonight they welcome Bridget Brandt, Leander Chamber of Commerce President, Luis Vasquez, owner of the Fan Club, newly elected Leander City Council members Catherine Pantaleon Parker, Jason Shaw, and Chris Chernenko. Tonight's drink special is brought to you by Scott Kalam, owner of Leanderthal Distilling. Our food sampling is brought to you by Dino Bullard of Shark Burger and Matthew Melker of Smoky Moe's. And now, live from the Capoeira's Barber Salon in Leander, Texas, it's the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a Twist crew!
Hi, welcome to the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a Twist. I'm Trust, and to my left is the Beauty Angel.
Hola.
And to my right is Gus, the brains behind this whole operation.
Cheers.
Some days. Also joining us tonight, we have Matt from Smoky Moe's. And we also have Scott from Leanderthal Vodka. So, Scott, tell us a little about Leanderthal Vodka.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. The vodka is our best seller. It's actually Leanderthal Distilling, and we've got about 7 different products now. But by far, our best seller is Leanderthal Vodka. Everybody needs vodka at their home bar. And everybody seems to be willing to, as crowded as the vodka marketplace is, everybody's willing to try a new vodka if you put out a really high-quality one at a fair price, and that's what we do with all of our products.
Outstanding. So, Matt, Smokey Mo's, my main man. Yep. Tell us about Smokey Mo's.
So Smokey Mo's, family-owned and operated business. We've been in business for going on 19 years in July.
Okay.
We have 16 locations in San Antonio and Austin. We have one in Conroe. And we're just sharing our passion with as many people as we can.
So out of those 19 years, how many of those 19 years have you been working at?
19.
From the beginning, huh?
Yeah, I started there when I was 13 years old, washing dishes, wiping down tables, doing the grunt work, kind of working my way up. Now I'm the director of operations, and I oversee the Austin market.
That's awesome. So you know every facet of the business.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, Matt, I got a quick question, man. Y'all do a lot in the community, like in Leander. Y'all sponsor golf tournaments. Y'all do, like all kind of like outreach stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The reason. Like, why do you all do that?
Giving back. I mean, it's the community that got us to where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for the community, supporting us as a business, we'd be one of those hundreds of businesses that close.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Every week, every month.
But,
so that's our way to give back for all the support that the communities around us have given us, and we don't just stick to the communities we're in. We do the whole state of Texas. Just give it back as much as we can, because you never know where this business is going to take us.
Absolutely, it's definitely appreciated. I see you all over the place, man. I love it.
I see you all about 3 times a week for lunch.
Right.
You know my order when I walk in. I love that.
Nice.
I think I see him a little bit more than that, because that what is it called? The chopper, the
Chop Baker.
Chop Baker.
Oh,
Tom
man.
Baker, that's my
Thing right
jam.
there. Yes, I love it.
That doggone turkey, man. I don't think I had no turkey that tastes that season, ever. It is great.
It's moist.
Yeah, it's moist.
And the
We do
chicken.
the whole ones for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How many
That
turkeys
plug
did
right
y'all
there.
do this last Thanksgiving?
We did 1,200 turkeys.
1,200
Wow.
turkeys.
And that's just here in the Austin area.
That's when I saw you in the
Wow.
trailer, right?
Yep.
That's awesome.
And he was doing it himself. That's the thing. He didn't have somebody else doing it. He was in the trailer. How many days you stayed up? Like 3 days doing it?
5.
Oh, my bad.
Wow.
5 days.
Don't shortcut it, man.
I'm sorry. 5 days. He did the grunt work. He must have been a Marine at one time. That's what he did.
Whatever. Go Army.
You hear that? Barbecue Marine. All right, so when we come back, we're going to come back with these 2 guys, Smokey Mo's and Leander Vodka, and we're going to have some interesting topics for you guys. So stay tuned. Remember, always like us, share us, and please, we're here live talking to you, so leave some comments. All right, we'll see you when we get back.
Smoky Mo's and drink Leanderthal Distillery.
How about doing them all at the same time? Just have a party. We'll see you when we get back. Well, hello there. Good for you to see me. You happen to catch me while my confidence is high. Oh yes, lately I've been getting a lot of attention on my mustache. I'm not saying I've kept it up over the past few weeks, but glory be either way. Sometimes I feel like I understand what you ladies are going through. Like I might be wearing a low-cut brassiere on my chin and having to tell everybody my eyes are up here. I would never do such a thing, though. Never do such a thing. Well, hello, my friends. I guess we all sometimes may experience a false sense of confidence. I'm not trying to burst any bubbles here, but it seems as though the oak pollen may have unleashed its mighty wrath. And I sit here licking my wounds still. Well played, Mother Nature. Well played. You know, I guess sometimes we may all need a reminder to stay humble and head to Capps. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nite Capp Barbershop Talk with a Twist. So now, tonight we're about to have our first topic. The first topic is, so we got all these new businesses coming here. Oh, I thought you had something to say, Gus, I'm sorry.
Clear my voice.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think?
But we have all these new businesses coming, so we want to know, with the new businesses coming, how does that affect
the businesses that were already here. Big business versus little business. Chain businesses versus local business. So I want to go to my man, Scott here. He's like, kind of a genius on this stuff. We've had many, many talks about this stuff over water and vodka.
Too kind.
So we're going to go to Scott first and see what he thinks about this. Then we'll go to my man, Max. All right, Scott, take it away.
Yeah, I think all the new business that's headed to Leander is only a good thing for the existing businesses in most cases. For a company like mine, where we're distributed throughout Texas in various liquor stores, all of our products. We don't depend as much specifically locally at our location as say Smoky Moe's does. For customers at the restaurant. Although we do direct bottle sales at the distillery, and we're going to be opening a tasting room soon. And opening the tasting room, the concerns I have aren't so much with other businesses coming into the Leander area. I kind of welcome that and the additional traffic that it will bring, and people interested in what we do. From my perspective, some of the challenges we might have are going to be competing for good employees with those other businesses. Right. Mm-hmm. It's sometimes I know a lot of businesses have difficulty finding really good employees in the service industry. I've been pretty fortunate in what we do, finding both people on the production side of what we do, and we've got a good staff lined up for the tasting room already. The other thing that may be a challenge in Leander specifically, for a tasting room or a restaurant or whatever it may be, we've got a lot of great people who live in Leander, but they're also hardworking and they've got kids, a lot of them. Right. Sometimes it's hard at the end of a hard day or the end of a hard week to kind of muster the energy to get everybody into the van, all 5 kids, and go out to some place and have dinner and an evening out for entertainment. Right. At Leanderthal, we're going to be kind of specializing in giving mom and dad a break from the kids. Come and have a really nice high-end cocktail, leave the kids at home, and just enjoy yourself for an hour or two, and maybe get a bottle to go home for another night. Certainly. But I think those are the 2 biggest challenges I see for kind of the existing restaurant/entertainment businesses. Good employees and making sure that we're appealing to the demographic and the type of people that we have living in Leander, to convince them to get out and go have some fun. Got a lot of fun things to do here, and more fun things happening all the time. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So Matt, let me ask you a question now. So you're I don't know if it's called a regional chain, but I know there's a lot of national chain companies, like as far as restaurants, that'll be coming to the area. Do you feel like that's going to impact you any kind of way?
No, I don't think so. We welcome, new businesses, even restaurants that come in. That gives us an opportunity to fine-tune what we do and be better. That gives us, me to go into the stores and kind of coach our team. We have to be on top of our game. We have to give the best guest experience that we can for everybody that comes in, to stand apart from, all these chains that are coming in. Which, the big change, I guess we're starting to be considered a chain because we have 16 locations, but we try to keep that family feel in our restaurants. You can be big but still have that family feel, which I think is a big part of what people want Leander to stay is, be big but still have that small town feel. Right.
Kind of the Leander mindset. Right. Get big but still everybody knows your name.
Right. Are you guys y'all corporate, or do you all franchise, or?
Yeah, we franchise.
Okay.
We have we're evenly split. We have 8 corporate stores and 8 franchise stores right now. Mm-hmm. So big businesses, small businesses coming into town. It doesn't affect what we do. We have a proven concept that we continue to develop and improve, and. Any business that comes into town for us, we see it as an opportunity to better ourselves for our guests.
Mm-hmm. Are y'all focused in the Austin area, or do you have any stores that are far-flung outside the Austin area?
So we have 8 here in the Austin area. We have 7 in San Antonio and 1 in San Antonio, New Braunfels, and then we have 1 in Conroe, which is kind of an outlier, which is my aunt runs that one out there.
And you're doing well in those other markets, and they have bigger chain stores in those markets that you're in already.
Right. Yeah, and it's even been proven, in the towns that have more of those bigger businesses, the chain businesses, you know, we do better in that market because, you know, we have all that competition that, you know, we have to be on top of our game every day. So.
Being such a frequent customer of Smoky Mo's, I can say you guys really seem to hire, as I put it, off the top of the deck. Every time I go in there, you get greeted with a smile. You know, they know your name after a couple times. Is there a secret or a protocol that you guys follow for how to find the type of people? What do you look for first?
We look for family-friendly people. You know, we have a vetting service that we go through. You go to an online website to apply for Smoky Mo's, and we have a questionnaire that you fill out. We get a good feel for what these team members that are coming on are like through the questionnaires and the questions that we have set for them to answer. Based on that, we set up our interviews, and then we get to know these people. We don't just, you know, are you going to be a body for this position? It's, are you going to be a fit for our company? And, you know, the culture that we have inside of our stores. And I think that's the biggest part is we don't just focus on getting people in, we focus on getting the right people in.
You can always train people, you know, on making the food and the operations part of it, but you can't really train a personality or kindness or outgoing nature.
And that's my brother, who's our business director. You know, that's his biggest thing. You know, we can train anybody all day on how to barbecue, but you can't train that personality and that personal touch that somebody's going to have with the guests that are coming into our restaurant.
And it's a great opportunity for growth for that person as well, to climb the ladder and maybe open their own Smoky Mo's someday.
Right. Yeah. And that's another big thing that we're all about is developing people. You know, we're not so much interested. You know, we'd love for people to stay with us for, you know, their entire careers, but you know, if we can teach somebody a skill that they can take, you know, and better their life with further on down the line, whether it's with us or with somebody else, you know, that's what we take pride in.
Right.
Yeah.
When I've got teenage boys, and that's what I teach them, like, if you're going to go and apply for a job, don't just apply for any job. Apply for a job you can see yourself growing with and moving forward in your future, not just make it a stepping stone or, you know, hire and fire kind of thing. Like, go with it, stay with it, build with it. That way you can do something great with it later and use it anywhere in your career. Whether it be with that company or with another, you can use that to
teaching life skills.
Grow, for sure.
And also understanding the difference between a product and a service.
Exactly.
Like a product sells itself. You know, when you have a service, y'all kind of walk that line because you got a product and a service. Like the food, you know, the quality level, but you also have the people smiling up front. That makes it easier to come back.
Right, and that's what I was saying. You know, setting yourself apart from the competition.
Absolutely.
Giving that little extra bit. You know, people are going to remember the emotion and the experience that they have inside of one of our restaurants, and you know, going to a Burger King or McDonald's or something, and you know, they just go just to get their cheap hamburger.
Exactly.
I always keep an eye out in those places at the chain restaurants for somebody extraordinary who I think is really good with the public and really friendly, you know, great high touch, high service. And I've talked to a couple people who work at some of the larger chains already that I'm going to bring into the tasting room. I think it's always a good idea to kind of look for talent, kind of keep your feelers out and your ears open and eyes open for talent wherever you can find it.
And what I've noticed in like the chain businesses like that is they tend to pull those people out of the stores and put them in an office. You know,
they snuff them out.
Right. And you know, that's one of the things, you know, being an operations director, I've always told myself I'm never going to be at a desk. You know, I want to be out there, still interacting with all our team members, still interacting with all our guests. You know, I can go to any of our locations and I'll talk to somebody I know, one of the guests that are in our restaurant, and then, you know, I make it a point to know all of our team members' names that work for us at all of our locations.
I think it's a really good thing too, because I started with a very large coffee company when I was a teenager, and I worked for them for 6 years. And I learned, you know, through their amazing business skills and their training classes, and we did tons of training classes. If you don't have the answer, you find the answer. You don't ever send anybody away without giving them that answer. You tell them, hold on 1 second and let me get that answer for you, instead of, I'm sorry, I don't know. You know, and I think that's really awesome that you guys are training and vetting your employees properly, so you're not just finding some, you know, you're having a big turnover, in other words. So you're selecting and handpicking the correct employees for your business, because you want those people.
Yeah.
You know,
And
someone
I
that
hate
can
to hear
say,
it, too.
someone that
I
can
don't
come in
know.
when you walk in the door and say, hey, how's your day? And actually mean it. Not just be like, oh, I'm told to say, hey, how's your day? You know? So I think that's really important.
And it doesn't just end at the interview. You know, you have to continue to learn more and more about the people that are working for you because you know they're the ones on the front line. You know, running your business for you. So it's, you know, me personally, I make it a point to get to know our team members and learn more about them and learn about their past experiences at different restaurants that why they're not still at those other restaurants. So that I don't repeat it and push those people away. And the biggest thing that I hear from the people coming from the Taco Bells, the McDonald's, Burger Kings is, you know, even Subways, they became a number.
Yep, exactly.
And not a name, you know, and that's something that I've never wanted, you know, just to make somebody a number.
Which is something that Scott is looking for is the number one, not just a number. Right,
He is
Scott?
number one.
The number one is amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's cool that you guys are doing that.
For sure.
That's awesome.
For sure.
So Scott, tell us about what you're doing right now.
Mainly focus on getting the tasting room open, and some stuff I'll tell you about a little bit later. We'll have some drinks together. The tasting room, the business I'm in is very highly regulated. Everything we do has a government agency attached to oversight of it, and when it comes to the tasting room, we're technically considered a restaurant. Even though we don't serve any food, and we don't have a kitchen, no oven or anything like that. But we still have to go through the process that any restaurant would go through with the county health department and everything like that. But we're getting close. The construction's all done, and we're close to the finish, having all the interior finished out. And we've got the drink menu ready to go. It's really just kind of waiting on the final approvals and certificate of occupancy eventually.
That's awesome. We, as the community of Leander, are super stoked. And we can't wait to come and enjoy your tasting room.
We've gotten such tremendous feedback. We're open every Saturday from 10 to 5 for free tastes and bottle sales. And the number one question I get is when this tasting room open. And I usually, what I've done now recently is just keep the rolled up door that shows the tasting room open so people can get a feel.
Just a little bit open.
Preview.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a destination. One of the things we're it's not going to be the kind of bar you go and you spend hours and hours watching sports or anything like that. In fact, we'll probably close from probably anywhere between 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and we'll only be open on Friday and Saturday. This is an environment where you can come in and get sort of an experimental craft cocktail. Experience all of the Neanderthal brands, maybe hear some acoustic music we'll have playing there in the afternoon, early evening. We've got a nice outdoor patio to enjoy as well with a stone fireplace. But it's you'll come, you'll have a drink, maybe buy a bottle to take with you, and then go for the rest of your evening. Wherever.
Well, when they're done, you can send them on over to us. How about that?
Exactly.
You can send them on to us because we'll have fun on those weekend moments. You can get them primed up and send them over, and we'll finish them out.
Are you guys required to carry food? I know you say you're aligned with it's not like a 5149 type deal.
No. That's rules that apply to a retail liquor license. They're a little bit different for a distilled spirits plant. We have the ability to sell mixed drinks made only with our products. So we can't have any guest bourbons. I can't sell beer or wine or anything like that. And that's what it's important for us not to compete with our bar and restaurant partners who carry our drinks. That's not what we're about. This is about sort of introducing people to the brands of Neanderthal and encouraging them the next time they're out at Mouton's or Guaco Taco or somebody who carries our stuff to order a drink with Neanderthal, or go to the liquor store, and purchase it at the liquor store as well.
Or come straight to you.
Or you can't come straight. We're happy to sell you anything there, but really our whole goal isn't to become a retail spot standalone. We really want to get the Neanderthal name and the brands out across the entire state of Texas.
That's awesome.
And this will be our headquarters. We got a little tasting you can come see. So.
Awesome. Thanks for doing it. We appreciate your hard work. I know it's really tough, and punching through all the legalities and logistics of it, it's not easy.
So. It's a lot of work.
You've really stuck with it, and we appreciate that.
It's so great to have something like that, here in Leander.
Yes.
And right next door to your place, so they can just send them on over.
Well, that's the great thing about where we'll be, too. We'll be close to you guys and a bunch of other restaurants, and somebody can come over to Smoky Mo's, actually get dinner bring it over to the tasting room if they
Right.
want to, and have a mixed drink, or just get a pre-dinner cocktail and then go over there.
Quick question. I know what the answer is, but the Leanderthal brand itself.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people don't know about the Leanderthal lady.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you tell folks at home, where did that derive from?
Yeah, it's on the back of our bottle of vodka, actually. In 1982, Texas Department of Transportation archaeologists were putting in Highway 1431, actually nowhere near Leander. It was closer to Cedar Park, Round Rock, and probably even Georgetown than it was Leander. But they had a sense of humor. What they found was a 10,000-year-old skeleton of a prehistoric female. She was not nearly old enough to be called a Neanderthal, but with a little geographic wordplay and a sense of humor, they nicknamed her Leanne, the Leanderthal lady. And
Thanks for that, you guys.
Yeah, and in honor of her spirit, we named our company after her, our spirits after her. So yeah, it's Leanderthal is now a registered trademark of Leanderthal Distilling.
Love it.
And we'll have some
Great
some
shirts
apparel,
and swag.
and everything like that. Yeah. So 32 years went by without anybody ever using it with trademark intent until we came along. And we kind of latched onto it.
Wow.
And,
We've always called ourselves Neanderthals.
That's the thing is
never
that people,
really known the history.
Yeah, people throw the term around pretty loosely. And in a lot of ways, for a time, I think it was sort of viewed as a slur that people in Austin referred to people.
Sure.
All the people who lived out in the Cedar area, Cedar Chopper country or whatever, they would refer to them as the Leanderthals.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I decided, you know what, I'm taking it back. We're just we're going to grab it and we're going to make it our own, and
we appreciate
build
that.
a brand around it. So,
Thanks for glorifying the term. That's awesome.
Yeah, because I went to Leander Middle School and I graduated from Leander High School. And when I would play sports and go to we'd be called Leander.
The Neanderthals.
Yeah.
In a derogatory way.
Yeah, it was always kind of derogatory. But now we've sort of instilled it with a local business here now, Pride, and pretty soon. With a little bit of luck and the hard work we're putting in, the Leanderthal will help put Leander even more on the map.
Yeah, I love it.
He hasn't instilled it; he's distilled it.
I think it's more of a term of endearment now as
sure.
opposed to a slur. So I love
right.
it. Great brand. Yeah, I love it.
That's great.
Yeah, because you hear it now, you think of the
The
distillery.
velocity. Yeah. See the magic.
We've invested a lot into it. The advertising and the promotions and whatnot, and getting the name out there. It's been a lot of hard work. So hopefully it'll pay off.
So we're looking at having some teams for certain events at our place. Can we use Leanderthal as a team name? Maybe sponsored by Leanderthal at some point?
Yeah, we'll have
talk
to
about
talk.
that.
Yeah, we'll have
See
to
what
talk.
happens.
Yeah.
Some spin-off action.
Yeah, we'll have to talk.
Maybe we'll get a horseshoe tournament, a kickball tournament. I don't know.
It's a
something.
soft
Maybe-
card now.
We've already got what is your shirt? It's a softball.
This is our sponsored kickball team.
Right, kickball. We have a kickball team.
So we can talk sponsorships.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we
That
can
means
get
y'all
some
gotta
horseshoe.
win if y'all gonna put teams in.
I didn't say I'm playing. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I'm pretty good at some stuff. So, but nonetheless, it is open for discussion.
Yeah, we can talk.
Okay, sounds good.
Sure.
Maybe we'll have some Capps versus Leanderthal. What?
No, that's all one. I ain't going against Scott. That's my brother from another.
I'm just playing.
Yeah.
It's good
On that
time.
note, everyone, when we come back, we're going to have some more special guests on the panel. We want to thank Scott and we want to thank Matt for being on the first part of our show. So when we come back, we'll have a lot of interesting guests from Leander because this is the Leander Show. So, like I said, like us, share us, and comment. We'll see you guys when we come back.
What is going on in this world where a dapper gentleman as myself can't get a single dinner with the lass on the books? What can it be? My beard is too perfect? Well, thanks a lot, Capps. You've got some explaining to do. Well, if you're wondering how the date went, let's just say it wasn't my personality that won her over. Oh, yes. Caps came in clutch again, this time with the facial.
All right, so welcome back to the Nightcap. We have all our guests here, as you can see. We have a wide panel today. So, to my right, we have Chris. Chris, tell me your first and last name and what you're doing here.
Chris Cernick. I'm Mayor Pro Tem, just elected on Thursday, and I work for Wilshire Homes.
And Louis, tell me your name and what you're doing here.
Louis Vasquez, the Fan Club Bar and Grill.
And we know Gus, we know Angel. That's the beauty, that's the brains. We have Bridget.
Hi, I'm Bridget Brandt. I'm the president of the Leander Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center.
This is Dino. Dino, tell them about yourself.
I am Dino Ballara, and I'm co-owner of Sharksburger.
And I'm Trust the Barber, co-owner of Capillary's Barber Salon. And last but not least, but the best war stories ever.
Jason Shaw, Leander City Council, Place 3.
This is our panel for today, and this is the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a Twist. We're going to have some interesting topics, so we'll see you back in a second. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a Twist. I'm Trust the Barber here. So our first topic for tonight, this is going to be open for everyone on the panel. So what makes Leander a great place to live and a great place to actually bring a business here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Jason first. I'll put you on the spot, Jason. You're a city council member, so we want to see what you think about this.
Well, obviously, I spent 23 years in the military roaming around the world. So obviously, my wife and I, we saw something special in Leander. So we decided this is where we wanted to put our roots since we didn't have them for so long. So it was, we came in the area and it was just, we looked at Cedar Park, we looked in Austin, and just Leander, we could get more house. Mm-hmm. It was, had all kind of potential for growth, and we just decided this is where we wanted to be.
Yeah. So, all right. So piggybacking on what you said, Jason, I'm going to go to Chris now.
Okay.
So Chris,
right.
What are your thoughts on this question that we have?
So what makes Leander so great?
Yes. What makes it great, and what makes it an awesome place for people to move to?
So I've been selling homes out here for about 7.5 years, and decided also to move myself and my family here. But it's a lot like the components of this room, the people who make up this room. It's just the people of Leander have been terrific. And I believe that is our bread and butter. That is everything. It's all about the people. And so I think like everything stems from there, right? We have tremendous opportunity here because we have the spirit of people that we have in this town. So that has a lot to do with it, and I think that'll be my number one.
Awesome. Yeah. And Bridget, you have Leander flowing through your veins. So that's why I saved you for last, because I know you're going to give us the meat and potatoes of this whole thing.
Makes it so great?
What makes Leander so great? Because you are Leander.
That's really sweet. I love that compliment. Leander is great for every reason that both of you mentioned. I think Leander is also great for the schools. We have incredible schools, and that drives a lot of people to move here. You started this question with what makes it so great for business, and I'll tell you what makes it so great for business are all of those things. Mm-hmm. You can get a house and you can open a business here.
Right.
You can't do that everywhere. You can afford to do that. There's a lot of help to help you get started here, which makes it really incredible. You don't get that everywhere.
Right.
And everybody's behind you here.
Everybody.
You want to start a business, and y'all know this.
Yes.
All of you know
we all know
this. You want to start a business, and all the people that have been here on this show, they know that if you want to start a business in Leander, all you have to do is say, I want to start a business.
Right.
And every piece of help that you could possibly imagine having, regardless, you're barbers, and so we don't know that, but we can help you find a location. Right. We can help you find you need someone to help you figure out the business plan, we can help you find that. So really, whatever you need, there's someone here that's willing to help. And I always like to say that we're kind. And I think kindness makes such a difference in all of the things you do, from selling a house, from going to school, from starting a business, And that's what, when people come, we get calls every day. Why should we move to Leander? And then I go, just come here and go anywhere. Go anywhere in Leander and watch how people treat you.
Even to the grocery store.
Even to the grocery store.
They actually care how your day is. They're not just asking that question. They literally care.
They really care. And we have one of the busiest grocery stores in the nation, by the way.
Yes, you do.
In the nation. and still you're treated with kindness at every step.
They
And
know
you
your
wouldn't-
name.
You wouldn't have to be, right? They know your name. You go to any restaurant here, and if you go there more than 2 times, they know your order.
They know your order. They know your name.
They know your drink.
I feel like
They know your drink.
I feel like a local celebrity here.
They know your drink, and it's amazing. You don't get that in a town the size that Leander is, and that we're going to be. You don't get that, and so it's Leander
Let me tell you
special.
something. Me and Angel just went to HEB,
We did.
and we couldn't even like. We're walking around and like, hey, Trust, hey, Angel. It was like so shocking. Like we're just like nobody.
Yeah.
Everybody knows us by first name.
I know.
And you know what's funny about that too is the fact that they know you, but once the city grows, your names will grow.
They'll still know you.
Business will grow.
Right.
They'll
They'll
continue
love you.
to treat you the same way.
It's amazing.
That's
What do you all think, Dino, Lewis? What y'all think about the dynamics of
city?
Yeah.
Well, what I like the best of the people. That's basically the bottom line.
Yeah,
Everywhere you go, when you say I go to HEB and everybody knows my name.
Yeah.
I'm a celebrity, that's for sure.
Oh no, Dino, you're a celebrity. We watch you. Shark Burgers, we watch you on Facebook. You're a local celebrity now.
They know it.
That's right in the corner and behind the camera. I don't volunteer, but yeah, it's the people and the business owners around here. It's like everybody just supports each other. The restaurants, Matt with Smoky Mo's when we first opened up, and him and his brothers came in and he gave us advice and helped us. And
It's not a competition thing. It's like just working you in like brethren.
Exactly, and that's another thing. We're in a gas station, and a lot of people give us a lot of chances because most people say, "Wow, you're in a gas station, we don't want food," but people actually tried it and realized that hey, it's good.
Amazing.
So,
It's better than good.
Yes, it's great.
We just have a family business, and like I say, it's the people. That's the bottom line. It's the people, and that's why we.
What's your take on all this?
Honestly, I mean, in the 2 years that I've been in the city, I mean, the biggest thing has been the growth that I've seen and the expansion. And with these guys coming in, all the work that Bridget's done, I mean, Gus and you guys, all the attention that's being brought to Leander, honestly, I'm super excited to see what's going to come next.
Yeah.
There were a lot of challenges that was brought to me when I first opened up. That a lot of, there's been a lot of growth and learning, which is super, super cool. And I mean, these guys are going to be able to push forward and make everything better. And the city is really, really, really supportive and really is trying to do everything they can to try to make everybody successful. So I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, the people in Leander are amazing. The community is starting to come together.
Yeah.
The city's starting to come together and starting to support the businesses. So I mean, there's not going to be a better place in Central Texas to come and do business than the city of Leander.
Can I say something real quick?
Real quick, I have another question.
Okay, I got to say something real quick. I normally don't talk, but I have to say this. I went to Smooth Village, right? So Smooth Village is like having a get together at your backyard. And I've seen Jason there, I've seen Chris there, I've seen Bridget there. Everybody hangs out at Smooth Village on a Friday or Saturday. Gus, me and Gus are like Batman and Robin, so we always, So that's why I excluded you. But yeah, you were there. But when I say it's just like one big family, so like this show is like family here. It's not like people that you don't know, and you know everybody on a first name basis. Everybody, like Bridget, she's a hugger. You know, if you don't know her,
I always say I'm a hugger, not a shaker.
Yeah. And that's what you get when you play Leander. Everybody is on not a first name basis, but a hug first basis. And that's what makes this thing so genuine. It's like, to me, it's like Mulberry. Like you watch that Andy Griffith show. This is the real live Mulberry right here. With a twist. Of course.
Yeah.
Right. See, I mean, here's the thing too is, and I mean, and going back to like what Dino said, I mean, when I opened my bar, I mean, when I was in construction, there's not a competition in this town. I mean, literally, Scott from Leanderthal was one of the first people that reached out to me to talk to me. Ryan from Whitestone and Kevin, I mean, they were one of the first people to step into my building.
Right.
And and it wasn't just for me to push their brand, because this is when they were first up and coming. They offered advice,
right?
You know, and that's part of Leander. Like Gus has come to me, you know, and talked to me and stuff. Like, I mean, it's businesses support each other in this community, and that's what's one of the greatest things about, you know, Leander. A lot of small business, a lot of small towns. It's about competition and trying to beat each other up. Leander's not like that. We all want what's good for Leander, and that's what's beautiful about it. So.
Well, this weekend we had a huge event for Jen and I doing the Old Town Festival.
Old Town Festival.
Huge event. But what my moral of this is I was super swamped because I had to send one of my girls away for a couple minutes, who was my right hand chick, and I had to ask Scott from Leanderthal to pop in for a second. He was like, dude, I need your help, man. And not even 1 second of a thought. He was like, I got you. And he did. And I had to tell him, okay, I'm good now. You can step away. And he's like, oh, this is so fun. Because we were having such a great time. Then it's just not a job. It's a fun thing.
I know. So, we had 87 volunteers this weekend. And it's 400 hours altogether that they volunteer. And I have people call me all the time and they go, how do you get these volunteers? We want to do something like that. And I go, I don't do anything. Like,
I think I need to have some volunteers that I'm pretty sure I put 400 hours on myself.
I know I did too. Yeah. In addition to that. But everybody just wants to be a part of it. And even when we got busy, people that hadn't signed up to volunteer that had come to enjoy it, we're like, I'll help. What can I do? Oh, you need me to set up chairs? I can do that. You need me to do this? I can do that. And it's cool.
We had a lovely couple that was like, can I help you guys with anything? I was like, yes, I need ice. She's like, I got you. And she went to the store and got me ice. It was fantastic. And they were just people hanging out. So whoever you two ladies were, y'all are amazing. And we really appreciate it. So, okay, question number 2 of the evening is, what businesses do we foresee coming in, or what could make potentially Leander even better than it already is business-wise?
Okay.
Anybody want to go first?
Who want to start first?
We'll start here.
Sure, last time I'll start this time.
Go for it.
Good job, Chris. I think that we just have such a canvas, right? I love what Bridget says, like, just the amount of growth, of potential that's here is just crazy. It's off the charts, right? That's what was a major focus on me coming to this town too. So specific businesses, I mean, think about it. Like, sure, places to eat. Everybody's going to talk about that too. But family-oriented, like, hangout spots too. You know, like Smooth Hills. Like, that was honestly, I'd never been there before, and I just went. It was cool. During the.
How did it feel to you when you got to Smooth Hills?
Man, it just felt like home.
It's like you was in your backyard.
Your backyard. It really did.
That's what I.
We sat back there. My wife and kids are there, and there were people like in wheelchairs all the way to like babies. You know, and we're listening to different types of music, and that was just a really neat place to bring the community together and all be in one place. Yeah. I think it's really special. So, I mean, absolutely that. And if you want to think of like bigger type places that would like employers that could come here and everything too, I mean, you got places like Apple opening up, and you got all these like tech type businesses here. There's an opportunity to also land maybe an employer or two here that would also support those type of businesses and support y'all. And I think that's a major focus for us. I think there's a real big opportunity there. So
I think we need a mountain. Right. We need a mountain named Mount Cornelius.
Is that a water slide?
Water slide called Mount Cornelius.
It sounds like a putt golf.
I think you might
putt, play, be
I think you could be.
Let's go down the line. What do you think?
Well, to be fair, I don't know that there is a business. If any business that you can think of is looking at Leander right now, and you'll see that continue. So, in the natural cycle of development, the next thing that you're going to see in Leander is more fast food. And I know that's a mixed bag. Some people want more and some don't. But you're going to see a Dairy Queen open soon. You're going to see a Schlotzsky's open soon. You're going to see all of that. That's the absolute next. And then the next thing you're going to see are the sit-down chains and that types of things. Along with that, my hope for Leander is that we still continue to see the businesses just like the people in this room. I want to see the mom and pops continuing, and I want to see the more unique things continuing, because I think that's what makes Leander special. You've got a huge development with Northline coming. That's going to be a game changer for Leander in the way of development, in the way of jobs and daytime traffic. And with that daytime traffic is what's going to bring some of those things that I know our residents want to see, because I get those emails all the time. And so that's a game changer. We've got a hospital coming, and that's huge. And so you're going to continue to see, my hope and my goal for Leander is that we see, as we continue to grow, which is inevitable, we're going to keep growing, that we see everything. that we don't get to the size where places just like this don't have a place. And so I want it all. People ask, what do you want? And the answer is I want it all. I want it to stay kind, and I think that's what creates that feeling that everybody likes. But I want it all. I want the chains because they drive tax base, they drive all of that we all need. But I also don't want to see a place where it becomes so difficult for development that you don't get places like Smooth Village. And so that's what makes it special. And so I think we have a very unique opportunity due to just the landmass of Leander to be able to do some really cool things that you don't see everywhere. And that's my hope. That's my hope.
It is huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's really huge.
34.
Yeah, bigger than any other city in Williamson County. So if we continue on the development path that we are, Leander will be the biggest city in Williamson County, and that's incredible to think about.
You know, there's a thing that my husband and I saw a long time ago when our kids were tiny little babies in diapers. We had 5 channels. One of those channels was KLRU. And we were flipping through those channels, and we stopped because it said, what was it? City of Leander, the next big thing.
Yeah.
And we were like, what? We gotta watch it.
Get on top of that.
And so we watched it, and it said that this was 10 years ago or more. Actually, I think more like 12 or 13 years ago. But it said at the time that they were projecting 10 years that it would be bigger than San Antonio. Well, clearly we're a little bit behind. They weren't
planning on.
So all those things happened. But I think it truly is going to be someday that next big thing, and it will happen. So KLRU, way to foreshadow that thing. So Jason, what do you think about it?
Yeah, so I work for a very large corporation. Pretty much everybody has it in their wallet. I won't say their name on there, but if you pull out your wallet, you will see, pretty much everybody will see who I work for. I would like to see one of those come in, honestly. I'm not saying that they would. And of course, if my company wanted to come in, I would recuse myself, but that would be a very good thing because they're 60 years, right? I mean, they're solid and they're just the sky is the limit for one of these tech companies. I think we do that. We don't, with the mom and pops, but we support them and we help foster them so they get more and more productive, more efficient. And then I like to see some entertainment. I like to see somebody go play somewhere all day and then come to Smooth Village at night, right? Online. That's one of the things my kids want is that entertainment option. My wife wants it. Everybody wants it. On the campaign, everybody's like, hey, we want to be able to go do something in Leander. So I would like to see that, and how we foster that is going to be exciting.
So work, play, live here in Leander.
That's right. That's something that we noticed is that there's not anywhere to hang out. There's not anywhere to just take your entire family and just enjoy. You have to there's not like a whole lot of that going around, especially for people our age, where we can just kind of go and enjoy just being yourself and with your whole family. And your dog too, if you dog.
Yeah, I agree.
And friendly.
It's pretty interesting how Leander really pulls together and all comes through, and whether it's my place or any place, period. I mean, we all really do love to be together. It's really neat. Bledsoe Park for the art stuff, and for you guys for any chamber event. So it's really cool. I agree.
Thank Dino.
I'd like to see some, all businesses obviously, maybe a larger employer, but like doctor's offices, dentist offices.
So daytime traffic.
Daytime traffic. Thank you. Yeah. To get people during the day.
To eat lunch.
To eat lunch.
Come eat.
Come get that afternoon haircut.
Yep. Come by. Take off early and get a haircut.
Yeah.
We all take off.
Yeah, exactly.
We do walk-ins in the daytime, so come on in and get a haircut.
Doing the plug.
Get a haircut.
I learned that from Angel about doing the plug.
Yeah.
What I learned when I first came here, Gus told me this is a handshake type of town. And I didn't know what that meant at first until I started going around with Gus, because Gus knows everybody. I like to call him the mayor of Leander.
We have a great
mayor.
Great mayor.
We have a great mayor, but I like it's just something that a phrase I
Mayor of Smooth Village.
Yeah. He's the mayor of every single church. But
wait a minute, I'm the mayor of Smooth Village.
Right. Hey, that's crazy.
I'm the mayor.
Somebody's the mayor.
No. You're the queen of Smooth Village.
But anyway, didn't know what that was until Gus started taking me around, and like I met Bridget, I met Jason, I met Chris, I met everybody. Like it's like they're not like people that you don't really know. They embrace you. You know, some people are more huggers than others, and I didn't really hug at first, but now I realize I have to be a hugger now.
You're a hugger.
So now I'm a hugger. Even we had somebody on the show and we became beard huggers. You know, that's what we do here. But that's what I like about Leander, because I was looking for my Mayberry. That's what I was looking for. And Leander is definitely it. You got all the modern things that are happening in the city, and then you have that old school feel of the city. You have it all combined in one, and plus you have great schools, so your kids can, you know, they can learn something and become great people, and that's what Leander has to offer. And these people up here, they're all genuine up here. Like what you see is what you get.
But now here's one thing I gotta throw in, and I gotta throw this big plug in, because my plaza over on Ronald Reagan, Cold Springs Marketplace, whatever issues I have with my businesses, that's mine, but everybody got to remember, Leander goes all the way over to 1431. And it goes all the way over to 29.
Right.
Please remember all those businesses over there. Because as much as we've got going on over in 183 and Old Town and downtown or downtown Cedar Leander, we got to make sure that we show some love out that way. Because those businesses are struggling, and those are the ones that need your attention and your support. The city and the town are trying to come together, and they're trying to rally around those businesses. We need you guys to come out and make sure that you show some love as well.
Absolutely.
And I mean, as far as businesses coming in, Dino threw out dental and medical and all that stuff. We had all that over there. It doesn't help. We need more retail. We need big box. I mean, I'd love to see it. I'm looking to try to do something else. But I mean, we need more small businesses.
Yeah, right.
You know, I mean, tax-based wise, we need the corporates, and we need, you know, to come in downtown. But in the outliers, you know, out in Ronald Reagan, out in, you know, like out in the 29 and all those areas out there, we need smaller businesses, and we need to rally around them, and we need to make sure that they get supported and they get the attention that they need.
Oh yeah,
because those are the ones that are going to struggle. I mean, that's
great point. I think we're moving in the right direction.
Absolutely,
absolutely.
And
There's a certain process to economic development.
And here's the thing is, and that's part of the reason why I say the city is rallying around everybody, and they're showing a lot of love. In the last couple of months, Leander has done a great step forward, bringing these guys in, Catherine and the council. I mean, Troy's doing a lot. The city's definitely moving in the right direction, and we've talked about this.
Oh yeah.
Leander is going to be the place to be. So, I mean, if you guys are looking to put a business in place,
come now.
Because it's not going to be available much longer.
Don't wait.
It's not going to be available. So come now. Come see Bridget. Come see this guy. It's going to be there.
We gonna open a few.
We have one more question, I think. Don't we? We have one more question.
We have one more question.
I mean, like, yeah. So,
Gus, tell them what the next question is.
To close out the question.
This is Gus, everybody. Look.
Hello, folks.
Yeah,
What's the next question? So, like, I mean, we talk about all this growth and stuff, and of course, you have to make sure that you do the proper steps. You know, what are some of the barriers that we have to, you know, be cognizant of with all the growth coming? Not talking about like, well, it could. We could talk about structure, but more so like some of the physical barriers, like what causes us to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
What causes us to slow down a little bit?
You know, that's a very good question. I know. I'm like,
I could go
everybody in the room is like, Bridget, I feel really nervous. You know, here's the thing that I think, and I've been asked this question before, but I think the thing that will stop Leander is its own opportunity, which is an interesting twist of that question. But there's so many different things that it could be. And I think sometimes when you are trying to figure out what to do next, that becomes a bit of a hurdle, which is it's such a huge footprint. And just like to Lewis's point, it's such a huge footprint and it is so expansive that figuring out where do we do this and where do we do that. And just FYI, it's a free country. We don't all get to decide, by the way. I can sit down and tell you exactly what I want every single place, and that doesn't always matter, you know? And so some of that is out of our control, and so I think the biggest challenge is bringing in good people that really can make a plan and that can really create that structure for opportunity, along with creating a place in a city where that support doesn't get lost. You know, with the continued growth and the continued development, it's a big challenge being the fastest growing city in the nation. And so it's hard for staffing. It's hard for keeping up with current trends. You're in this constant cycle of next. Sometimes that's hard to step back and look at the whole big picture of it. I think that could be a potential hurdle. And I think that really just taking an opportunity to put all of that together in one place that really makes it big, but also helps us maintain that identity that we have. That for me is, that everybody talks about it and everybody knows it when you're here. But that isn't everywhere. And so, you know, everybody wants, it's funny because they just did these surveys, our community advisory group just did a bunch of surveys for Old Town, and I got the results back yesterday, and I was very eager to see them. And unanimously, every single person that they interviewed, this is so funny, unanimously everybody said the thing they like best is the small town feel. And the thing that they want most is everything to do with growth. Which is hilarious. We want to have every single thing that we can possibly have here.
But keep it small.
But wait a minute.
Within 2 miles.
Yes, right. With it. And so, you know, I understand that. And to be fair, I want the same thing. So even before they did the survey, I go, well, I can tell you what everybody's going to say. I already know. And he was like, well, you know. And I was thinking, okay, do the survey now. I could be wrong. Do the survey.
But you were right.
I was right. But it's a trick.
We love to hear it.
Oh, yeah, I was right. But yeah, you know, that's a tricky, you know. It's a challenge to manage all that. And so hats off to the city council. They don't get paid to do all of that.
Hats off to the city council.
But really a lot of that does come from, and I don't think people grasp and understand how important our elected officials are and how important that process is in planning and being prepared and moving to that next step. And so, and how important it is to have all of the businesses that are here today, how important it is to have them involved in that process. And so we have a new strategic plan coming up. I'm going to go ahead and, of all the shout outs that everybody's doing, I'm going to do a shout out for that.
Shout it out.
That process is really important to our future. And so that process is coming up. And so I would encourage you, if you're a citizen of Leander or you're a business owner in Leander and you have something that's really important and you have a stake in the ground here, that you get involved in that process, because we're really lucky in that the people that are leading us want to hear from us, and the people that are a part of this want to know what to do next. And so if you want it to stay this way and you want that feel, the best way to do it is to get involved in it. And so, okay, there's my...
Can I... Hold that thought. Hold on. I gotta bring somebody very important in on the show. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's go. Move it in. Speaking of city council.
No. Have the middle seat, Catherine.
Okay.
Come on.
Melting out there.
Yeah.
A little bit of warmth today.
Say hi to everybody out there. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Catherine Pentalion Parker of Place 1 for Leander City Council, and excited to be here.
Look at that.
You're by the girls here.
So, Angel's going to tell Catherine what we've been doing right now. So, Catherine.
We've been doing some stuff. So we have talked about, we've talked about business, we've talked about places to be, and what's coming. So do you have any thoughts on the best parts of Leander, why everything's so special here, and why people love it so much, or what businesses should be coming to Leander?
Oh goodness. Well,
that's a lot.
Wow.
In the next 2 minutes, by the way.
I think what makes Leander special is the people. We have some amazing people here, and I think it is amazing because people chose to come here. And so it has had something special. It's going to mean something special to different people for different reasons, but ultimately it's all about the people.
And for the record, she wasn't here when we already had that same discussion.
Oh,
so it actually is.
We all decided that.
Yeah.
So you're right. I'm glad you're in agreement.
Yeah. Oh, she said it. We're right.
Yeah. What are we?
We're right.
We're right.
Okay.
So hold on.
It's official now.
Jason has something that he wanted to offer. So Jason, take it away.
No, I still got it.
No, you still got
it. It's still there. So just to talk about Bridget, I learned about Bridget by visiting small businesses, right? And her name came up every small business.
Because she's the queen of Leander.
Yeah, sure. But it's about communication. You know, you had good communication skills, and that's a challenge. We are an incredible town of people that pretty much mind their business.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's not like we have some people that are out there and they like to dig, but for the most part, it's just a town full of good people that are just like living their lives, doing the right thing, and making the city great. But now, instead of them going home in the afternoon, we need to figure out how to communicate to get them out, get them into the city, right? Not pull out a whip and go, hey, you need to go to the city council. Smooth Village. Smooth Village. That's one of the special things about Smooth Village is we can communicate through that type of venue, right? Another example, small businesses. I'm going to and I'm like, let's unite. I'll help. I will be a venue. I will help. Let's talk. Let's y'all get together. Y'all are the business ecosystem, right? The better y'all do, the better each other does, right?
Right.
Unify and then have input on that. But if we can figure out how to overcome that communication barrier, citizens and businesses, then we get to have that small town feel and we get to grow the way we want it.
Right. Chris.
And make sure they join the Leander Chamber.
I agree with that. Oh, yeah, I think
Leander Chamber, yes, that's the first thing. Remember that.
Well, if you're a business owner here, you never go outside of your front door without your business card in your pocket. Because you're going to meet someone that you give it to.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah, I think the best thing we can do as just, let's just say, council supporting local business and business in general, as we are growing, as we are accomplishing all these major things and accomplishing that growth that will come over many years, how do we, I guess, keep a safety net or something? It's an infrastructure thing, right? How do we as a council and we as a city, how do we make sure that when you're focusing on, let's say it is, we have some major employer that's coming here 5 years from now, 3 years from now, 10 years, whatever it is, like, how do we still focus on that, but never lose focus of this? How do we never lose focus of this? Because this is the core, right? And I think that's what everybody's concern is, even when we start talking about a big business, is, okay, well, what about us, right? How do we make sure that there's that safety net and communication, or however we want to put it, right? There's got to be that focus on local small
I think it's word of mouth, honestly, because your word of mouth and your word of mouth and everybody else's word of mouth is the best advertisement that you don't even have to pay for. I can't get people that come in my door every day and they say, oh, go, here, let me spread this advertisement out. No, you tell your neighbor, you tell your best friend it's the best place to go, and everybody wants to come to Leander. So if we can get the train to stop here, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it does actually stop here.
It does.
It's one of the only cities outside of Austin that does.
Okay. Thank goodness. So we need to bring people from Austin here because it's such a cool outskirts,
Bring your money here.
Yeah.
Actually, I ran into two-seater park people eating dinner at a restaurant in Leander. So I cheered them on.
Keep coming here to eat.
And some awesome people about you.
And, thank you.
Live music.
Word of mouth.
That's it. We all have to be cheerleaders for each other.
Yes.
So Dino, having heard all this conversation that's been going on, what are your thoughts on this part of the topic that we're discussing right now?
I'm just, again, what was the question?
We got everything all over the map.
What was the last question that you were trying
So we were talking about bringing new businesses to Leander, and I know for you,
being a small business owner, what is it? How will that impact your business, and what will that do for you bringing these new businesses?
Well, Bridget was talking about fast food stuff. Our food's not fast food,
right?
It takes time to prepare.
Your signature food. I've had it. It's awesome.
Completely different. So, a lot of fast food. I know a lot of people want Whataburger, and they got the Burger King, and I know everyone's gonna go try it, but it's for some people that's great, but it may impact their business, may not. I think when things first open, everyone wants to go try it, but then it starts to come back.
Come back to the staple.
So so I really like the small business. Everybody in here has been in my store. I've been everywhere else.
I've had too many of those.
You can never have too many, Bridget. Never.
Good thing we've got a gym member too, so I can take care of that.
Yeah, we just, like I say, I like a small business. You cut my hair, I get a haircut here.
You hear that? You cut his hair.
Yeah, it's good.
Looks good.
Yeah, did it for the show. But yeah, so small. I like the small business, but I do want also.
Well, we need the big business, but we need to keep the boutique type of feel because that's what people are used to, and that's what brings people here. But we need both of them. It needs to be a fine mixture of everything because it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, as we get more people, then of course all the business will benefit from it. So,
right.
As well.
Lewis?
Like I said, I mean, my biggest thing is I think the city's doing a hell of a job moving forward. With Troy and these guys coming in and some of the steps that they're making, Catherine, it's all about being business positive. Right. We do need the bigger box, the box chains in here, lower the tax base, help out all across the board. But ultimately, you're right. I mean, it's about the little boutique, mom and pop places that are going to pop up. Everybody has to keep an open mind. Ultimately, remember, Dino, Scott, all the other guys, everybody that's here that's small business oriented, we're all ultimately accountable to our families and us. We're the ones that there's no corporate, there's no nothing. We answer to ourselves. So I mean, even Angel and Chad, I mean, if they're struggling, ultimately they're the ones that there's nobody else to fall back on.
Yeah. Right.
So the community, the city, everybody needs to make sure that we rally around everybody that's in business and we support each other, because otherwise, the big chains will come in and the smaller mom and pops will be pushed out, and then the city will become another Round Rock, or
That's right.
Another we don't want that. I mean, Leander is very, very unique and it's poised to be a gem in Central Texas. So I mean, you gotta. These guys are put in place for a reason. The city voted these people in position to make sure that we can actually move forward and keep the town the way it is. So let's support them. Make sure that we rally around them. They'll in turn help the small businesses, bring in the bigger businesses, and the city will be able to do what it needs to do. Bridget's key to that. She interacts with everybody. And she's the biggest liaison for everything.
She's our cheerleader.
Yeah, exactly. She is. And that's the biggest thing.
So, I was going to say,
by the way,
very quickly.
We're not, though, the gym. I have to correct Lewis. We're not the gym of Central Texas. We're the Gold Bar of Central Texas.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
I like that.
Because here's a plug. Because I do know Michael, who is the president. So you're right. We are.
We're the Gold Bar.
We are.
Chris, just saying, at the end of the day, what's our job? Even if our business is helping run council, right? Yeah. Our job is to legitimately make your job as easy as possible, right?
Oh,
your job makes your job as easy.
I didn't know that. Everybody heard that, right?
Really should.
You heard it here first on the Nightcap.
How can we create the infrastructure
for everybody
to make it for everybody to make it so easy for you to be able to say, hey,
come
look at this place. Look at the people. Look at the people making decisions. Look at the people that are shopping. Look at the people that are your consumers and your friends. Look at your other business owners. How do we make that the best possible canvas for you and
Well,
everybody else.
I have to add to that. It's really a partnership.
I was just
Because I mean, Bridget is the biggest supporter. Anyone that comes in, and they know Bridget. I can honestly say, I mean, it's very easily for me to say that we have the best chamber in Texas, and that's people. That's people, and it starts right here. Everything starts from the top and works its way down. And this lady has made a tremendous change in our city over the years, and I can't imagine her not being here.
Right.
So it is a partnership because she, once a business comes here, I mean, I know Bridget shared with me once that people actually look online and see some of the comments that are made and make a decision whether to come here or not to come here.
Right.
So that starts with you. Because if you're saying nasty stuff, you need to stop it. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's not who we are. That's not who
We're
we
not
are.
a nasty place.
My mama always told me if you don't have anything nice to say,
Don't say nothing at all.
Right?
Yes.
Isn't that the thing?
Yes.
Or say it to my face,
say
not on
it
social media. Say it to my face, not on social
So,
media.
everyone,
Yeah.
this is going to lead us to our next segment, which is, of course, my favorite segment, and now it's become Angel's favorite segment. This is going to be the food and drink portion of the show. So we have some great guests, some more local businesses on tap. So stay tuned so that you can see who we have on tap next, which will be, you just have to wait for it. But remember, like us, share us, and please comment. This is live. We're here for you. Talk to us while we're here.
Yes.
Gus is waiting to type to you. Please, let him do what he does best. Let him put his fingers to work. He's a keyboard gangster. All right, we'll see you guys back in a minute.
On behalf of the Nightcap, thank you so much for all of you
Everybody.
guys. We really appreciate you all. And thanks for taking time out of your busy schedules and being non-paid.
Yeah. We're hungry. We'll be right back.
Have a good one, y'all. See you soon. Hi, welcome back to the Nightcap. Barbershop Talk with a Twist, says Trust. This is our food segment, and tonight I'm here with Matthew, Operations Director of Smoky Mo's Barbecue here in Leander, Texas. Tell us about yourself, Matthew, and what you got going on.
Yeah, so I'm the Operations Director for Smoky Mo's Barbecue. I've worked for Smoky Mo's since I was 13 years old. So for the past 19 years, my whole life has been barbecue.
Oh.
Yeah. So I grew up in the business, started washing dishes when I was 13, busting tables, taking orders, running the register, and now I run the inside of
the operations.
The operations of our 8 Austin locations.
That's awesome. So tell us what we have on our plate in front of us real quick.
So here we have our smoked sausage. It's a beef and pork combo. Our smoked turkey breast, all white meat. This is our marbled brisket, pork spare ribs, and chicken.
Awesome.
So everything, all of our barbecue is smoked in-house twice a day to ensure freshness.
And you guys have some really killer barbecue. My family, I know, enjoys it, and I know a lot of people in town that talk about it. So it's good stuff. So I wanted to tell you, my husband and I did some hurricane relief for Harvey, and something that really was profound for us is that we called Smoky Mo's, and you guys did not hesitate 1 second to donate a literal crap ton of water to the hurricane relief, and I thought that was super cool. We took a massive amount of things to Port Aransas, and my sister owns some homes out there, and a lot of the houses in the area were devastated. So we did a huge relief run, and y'all were a huge part of our run. So we really appreciate it, and thank you for that. So do you guys do a lot of that?
We do. That's part of our business model, and what's made us successful is helping people out, and not just the communities that we're in, but throughout the whole state of Texas. You never know when we're going to be in one of those other markets, and that's just a philosophy that my dad, has always said is helping the people that help us.
I think he sounds like a good man.
Oh, yes.
That's awesome. So how long have you guys been in Leander?
So we opened our Leander location in 2010.
Cool.
July 5th, I believe.
That's awesome. Do you happen to know how many employees you guys have right now? A ton.
Yeah, close to 200. We have 16 locations total.
Oh, that's great. Okay. So
more than 200
as far as Smoky Mo's go, what do you guys sell the most of?
So brisket is Texas.
Yeah. Everybody loves brisket in Texas.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Another one of our most popular items that we sell at all of our locations is our chopped bakers. It's a
that's my favorite. I love the chop.
With a third pound of meat on top.
Yeah,
so
that's
it weighs
the
over
best.
a pound, and
I love the chopped baker. That is literally my favorite. I bring it home. All the kids want chopped beef sandwiches, and I bring home my chopped baker, and they're like, "Mom, what? You didn't bring us anything?" I'm like, nope, this one's mine. So, yeah, thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate you being on the show, and thanks for being a part of Leander. This is our Leander episode, and it really means a lot for you to be here and Smokey Mo's to be here. And if you guys need anything from us, y'all let us know. Nightcap's always here for you. So thank you so much for being a part of our show.
No problem.
Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Thanks. You guys come on back. We're coming back with our second segment of the Nightcap food segment. So we have got a shark burger coming up. And thank you again to Smokey Mo's. Thanks, Matthew, for being a big part of our show. We will be right back with our second set of food for the Nightcap. Thanks a lot, you guys. Hi, everybody. We're back with our second set of our food segment with the Nightcap. So we've got Shark Burger tonight. They are a local Leander small business, and this is all about Leander small business today. So I'm here with Dino and Chris from Shark Burger. They are co-owners. You guys, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate y'all being here. Tell us what we have in front of us.
Well, we have some samples here of some different hamburgers. We got a grilled chicken sandwich, a bacon cheeseburger, a jalapeno burger. We got our tater tots, and then some of our shark sauce, which is kind of a dipping sauce that people like to dip their fries.
So I've heard some really great things about your shark sauce. Tell me about it.
Well, I can't tell you too much.
Oh, there's a secret.
I can tell you it's a mayo-based sauce. It's got a little bit of spicy, a little bit of smoky going on.
All right. So there's a secret sauce to Shark Burger.
Exactly.
Okay, so I hear that you guys have some really amazing community outreach stuff that you guys do. Some Thanksgiving stuff?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we try and help out the community because the community helps us, so we kind of give back.
Yeah.
One of the things we did last year, after our first full year, was on Thanksgiving. Anybody that didn't have a meal could come to Shark's Burger. Chris made a turkey burger, which is not on our menu.
That's so
but
cool.
He made a really good turkey burger, Thanksgiving burger, and we just put it out there on Facebook, and anybody, and told everybody, anybody come out that wants some food, come in and get a burger. We did it from like 11 to 5, so about 5-6 hours. So we our employees were really good too because they volunteered their time. Everybody left their families to come out to feed families that were in need.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for doing that because that's a huge deal for the community. So, and speaking of Facebook, I hear you guys advertise a ton on Facebook. I've seen them. I mean, I share it. I like it. I spread it all over the place. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we have over 2,000 followers. We really don't advertise, but we do have a lot of followers. So we put like videos of how we make our burgers. Chris puts little jokes out there. We do a weekly special every week's a different special every week. So if you follow us, like us and follow us, share, and everybody gets to see how we create our food. Every week we do have a different special, and it's a different type of burger, different type of chicken.
Yeah.
People get to vote sometimes on what their favorites are.
I love it.
It's kind of fun, kind of a little community thing. So
yeah, and I saw recently you guys had a little bit going on what the community favorite was. What was the end result on that?
The Megalodon.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And the blue cheese came second.
That's awesome.
And the Rise and Shine.
Oh, and the Rise and Shine.
Not Rise and Shine was number one. Yeah, it actually beat the Megalodon, which I was surprised.
Nice. That's awesome. So the Rise and Shine has an egg on it, is that correct?
Tater tots.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds super
really
yum.
Good. People love that. So that's kind of like on our secret menu. We do have a secret menu.
Oh, like torchies, right?
Yeah.
Nice. So speaking of Rise and Shine, my husband and I own the Leander, Old Town Leander Farmers Market. And sometimes we come out and we bring breakfast tacos for all of our vendors, just as kind of an appreciation thing. And you guys are our go-to place for breakfast tacos. And I just want to tell you guys have some amazing breakfast tacos. And that green, business.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I heard it's fresh and it's made all the time. But I heard that it comes from a sweet little old lady that you guys got the recipe from. Is that correct?
Yes, we have a nice young lady that works for us. and it's her recipe. It's fresh jalapenos. Everything we use is fresh. Like on jalapeno jack, we use fresh jalapenos. We roast them. Nothing's pickled.
Yeah.
But those are fresh jalapenos, and she has her special blend, and she blends them. And our tacos are made fresh. Every morning we'll cook like a dozen, and then we'll sell them. We'll cook a dozen more, so
Yeah.
stay fresh.
Yeah, it's super
throughout the
good.
day. So we're very generous with our portions. It's not a really skinny taco. It's actually more like a burrito, but we call it taco.
Well, and the thing too is like, just because I bought 5 tacos doesn't mean I'm going to get 5 salsas. I'm going to get 5 or 10 salsas, so you never know.
Yeah,
But so thanks to the young lady that made that recipe, because you got it going on, girl.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
People love it.
So I also heard that you guys do some amazing things for teachers. Is that correct?
Yeah, we give any school teacher, doesn't have to be Leander School, any school teacher comes in, shows her badge, she gets 10% off every day. During Teacher Appreciation Week, we gave all the teachers 25% off.
That's awesome.
So all they have to do is show their teacher. We appreciate the teachers. We try to do a lot of things for the kids as well. Any kid that is in any kind of sport, if they play baseball, basketball, if they come in their jersey after a game, we give them a discount on their
That's
food.
so cool.
So we try to support the teachers and the kids.
That is very cool. Well, community outreach is huge here in Leander. We all are very proud of our community. So we really, really appreciate you guys doing your part. So thank you so much. Where do you see yourself in, say, the next 5 years or in the future period?
We would like to have our own freestanding building here in Leander sooner than later.
Yeah?
There's a lot of logistics to that, but we hope to have several locations.
Awesome.
And be in the Leander area, like we were saying earlier, Leander is really big.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice
Very
to
spread out.
have 2, one on each side of town.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It would be nice, but yeah. So we do the next 5 years hope to have several locations.
Well, I know there's been some buzz about having you guys at our place. So we're the owners of Smooth Village, and my husband and I have been entertaining the idea of getting you guys a place at our place. So we would love to have you all there. If you ever think about it, take some time. No pressure. Think about it. Let us know what you think. But I know the community has really been pushing us to invite you guys out there. So we would love to have you guys. And again, I'm super excited to have y'all in Leander, even in your location you're at currently. I think it's amazing. But I definitely see great things for you guys in the future. So there's been big raves about y'all, and we really love you guys. So
as well as Smooth Village, we've heard nothing but good, and it's a fun place to be. And,
yeah, it is.
And you just don't know. There's so many opportunities out there. We may just be in Smooth Village.
It'd be so cool. So exciting. Well, I hope that we get to work together soon, but if not, no big deal. I still support you guys, and we will spread the word. I've already liked you, and I share it all the time on Facebook. And the coolest thing is your little animatronic shark. I love it. It's so cool. I feel like that needs to be real and live on top of your building, or like, down at the coast where you have little pictures inside of your shark. We need to get you guys a big shark.
We just started that, and we're going to do a contest. Guess whose voice that is?
Ah, hint, hint. Nobody. I don't know. I'm just saying.
So but yeah, I'm glad you like it. Like I say, share. Everybody, please follow and share and like us. And
that's so cool. Well, thank you so much for being a part of our show today.
Thanks for having us.
You guys come back for our next part of the food and drink segment. Next is the drink segment on the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a Twist. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you soon. Hi, welcome back to the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a Twist. I'm here with Scott Colomb with Leander Distilling, and he is our very locally owned and operating Leander Distillery, the only one here in Leander. And I just want to welcome you, Scott. Thank you so much for being a part of our show. And tell me all about what you have going on lately. It's so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited. This is a lot of fun. As you said, we are Leander's first and only distillery here. We started out with our very first product called Tex Agave Blue Agave Spirits. That was the reason I founded the company. About 3 years ago, that was when that first hit shelves. Since then, we have expanded to 6 products that we've got here today. And we're going to have a whiskey coming out soon that we sourced from Kentucky, but we'll talk about what we do have available right now.
That's awesome.
Let's start with Tex Agave, the whole reason I formed the company.
Yeah.
It is a truly locally owned and locally distilled alternative to tequila. It cannot be labeled tequila because it was not made in Mexico.
Okay.
Mexico owns that word in the same way France owns the word champagne.
Or French fries.
Or French fries. And cognac and words like that. Like Scotch can only be made in Scotland.
Right.
Tequila is an actual region in Mexico, so they own that word. But what we have here is a spirit distilled from blue agave, so it has that common root with tequila, no pun intended.
Yeah.
It's milder, a little bit less rustic than many tequilas you may have had. I always joke with people, if you ever had a bad experience on tequila, my product will not remind you of that. I've brought people back to the margarita before. Yeah.
That's great.
So speaking of margarita, if you'd like, I went ahead and made you one there with Tex Agave and Triple Secession. Triple Secession is our 82 proof orange liqueur. It is patterned after a very famous French liqueur whose name is hard to pronounce, maybe even harder than my last name to pronounce.
Tell me about it.
So it's 82 proof, stronger than most triple sec that you're going to find on the market, mixing very triple secs. And it makes a great top shelf margarita. The recipe for what you're about to drink is on the back of the Tex Agave bottle. Please, go ahead.
This is it.
It is 2 parts Tex Agave, 1 part Triple Secession, 3 parts lime juice, and today instead of simple syrup, I used agave nectar to take the tart edge off.
Nice.
And it's still a little on the tart side, but it's a nice refreshing margarita.
Okay.
And we're getting ready to do a ready-to-drink, pre-bottled version of this, the Tex Agave Rita.
Oh, pour and drink.
You just pour it over ice and it's ready to go.
Perfect for the lake.
Perfect, yep. So for the lake, the backyard, you got guests come over and you want to have great top shelf margaritas, you'll just be able to pour those out of the bottle. It will be the first and only ready to drink margarita made with all Texas liquors.
Awesome. So I'm not a huge fan of eating on camera, as all of you have noticed. Thank you for commenting on that. But I will drink on camera. Thank you, Scott, for the opportunity to have a fine margarita. We have more drinks to come, so definitely I'll be drinking more. Thank you, Scott.
Absolutely. The best seller by far in our lineup is Neanderthal vodka. So I'll talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Everybody needs vodka, and
I feel like everybody needs vodka.
They do. And it's something everybody's got in their bar at home. It mixes with everything. The whole goal of vodka is to create as clean, neutral, odorless, tasteless spirit as possible. It's actually part of vodka's legal definition, according to the United States government. So our vodka is distilled from corn, so it's gluten-free, if that's important to you.
Some people.
Some people it is. Really the hallmark of Neanderthal vodka is its smoothness, and there's just no aroma on the nose. It's very clean to the nose, very clean to the palate. And exactly the way vodka should be.
Right.
The way we achieve that is through a whole lot of activated carbon filtration that we put our neutral spirit through, and then we use reverse osmosis purified water to proof things with. A lot of makers may use distilled water. If you've ever tasted distilled water, it has kind of a flat, dead mouth feel. It doesn't have much mineralness to it.
Very different.
Yeah, and reverse osmosis purified water has a little bit more of a familiar bottled water quality drinking water finish.
Right.
And that people enjoy. So that's probably the greatest thing about Neanderthal is the smoothness and that crispness on the finish.
Is this a vodka drink?
This is a vodka drink. Now, this is what we call the Leanderthalitan.
The Leanderthalitan.
It is our twist on the Cosmo, classic, pink cocktail.
Nice.
What you're drinking there is a couple parts vodka, 1 part Triple Secession orange liqueur, a little bit of cranberry juice, and just a splash of lime. So it too has a little bit of tartness to it.
And it sounds very refreshing.
It is a great summer cocktail. Yep.
Oh yes, I could definitely drink this at the pool with the ladies.
Yep.
Or the dudes. Who cares? Whatever. Everybody's welcome. We're all going to drink it together. It doesn't matter that it's pink.
I drink pink drinks all the time.
I mean, a real man drinks pink drinks,
Absolutely.
right?
So the next thing I'd like to talk about is our gin. We have 2 gins, actually. Witt's Leander Dry Gin. Now, one thing that sets us apart from a lot of other distilleries is we are really transparent and upfront about how we make things, where things are distilled. For instance, Tex Agave is entirely fermented, distilled, and bottled at Neanderthal Distilling. The gin I'm going to talk about is actually a blended gin. When you have a distillery...
And that's the white gin.
It is a white gin. It's a clear gin, unaged.
Right.
When you have a distillery, you also have a license to go out into a big wholesale market of bulk spirits producers who are willing to sell you their products to bring into your facility and do something interesting with. So working with a couple of very wine-knowledgeable sommelier-type friends of mine here in Austin, we sampled, and this was no fun at all, we sampled 27 different gins from suppliers around the country.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to do that. That's a darn shame.
We had to do it. But we set aside the ones that we didn't think were great, and we were left with a handful that we thought could be blended into something really extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sort of borrowing a technique of winemaking or Scotch blending and applying it to the concept of gin. And the result is Witt's Leander Dry Gin. It is named after my greatest mixed breed dog ever.
I was going to say.
So blended gin, it's kind of
Right.
a mixed breed gin concept, right? So it worked great with that. And for my money, this might be my favorite product that we make. Because I'm a gin guy.
I love it as well.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Enjoy martinis and whatnot.
Mhm.
Our second gin is SS320, Navy Strength Gin. Now, this contains the same component gins of Witt's, only in completely different ratios. And it's to take advantage of a higher alcohol environment. We tweaked up some of the gins that have a little bit more citrus note to it.
Right.
And it really works with a higher alcohol. Navy Strength is a term that refers to a liquor that is at least 114 proof, or 57% alcohol.
Sounds like a bummer.
You wouldn't want to drink this while smoking or near an open flame.
Okay.
It is, the vapors are flammable at room temperature.
Okay.
So,
good to
but-
know. Disclaimer.
Yes. It actually says that right on the front.
Oh, perfect. That's even better.
The reason the term Navy Strength exists goes back to 18th century England, when naval commanders would load gin onto the ships. There was a chance the gin could leak onto gunpowder, and if there was something that needed to work on an 18th century British naval warship, it was the gunpowder.
Yeah.
Gunpowder that's been soaked in gin will still burn as long as the gin was at least 57% alcohol. So it was a way of making sure the gunpowder worked. So SS-320 was actually one of the 5 submarines my dad served on in the Navy, and so I named it after the final sub that he was on.
That is so cool.
And it's kind of in honor of the American submariners of World War II.
That's awesome.
And it's a portion of the profits of this product are also going to be donated to a couple of charities that benefit military members and their families.
Well, thank you for that. That's amazing.
And then, last but not least here, we'll talk about Java Agave coffee liqueur. I was meeting with a local restaurateur a while back, and I was pitching him my products, and I told him at the time, I'm thinking about developing a coffee liqueur sweetened with agave nectar. He said, cool idea, what's the proof going to be? I said, I haven't made it yet, what do you want it to be? He said, bump it up, because every time he went to try to make a mixed drink with a lower proof coffee liqueur, he had to add vodka or rum to it to boost it up. Right?
Yep, always.
Well, this is an 80 proof coffee liqueur. It needs no bolstering from any vodka or rum or anything like that. It will stand on its own.
It definitely stands on its own.
Well, about a week after that meeting, I started experimenting with various formulations, and then I met Keith Palmer, who owns Coyote Moon Roasters and sells out of
Smooth Village.
Smooth Village.
Every morning from 6:30 to 1, he's there. Coffee and pastries.
Yep, I met him one morning, just totally happenstance at the farmer's market, and I looked at him and I said, "We have a coffee roaster here?" And he said, "Yeah." So we got to.
We have a farmer's market here?
Exactly.
What?
We got to be great friends almost immediately. He set me up with a bunch of different samples of coffee.
Yeah.
The laboratory was a mess for like a week, and we ended up settling on his Brazil bean as the roast to use. So it is. It's a wonderful medium dark, very full-bodied coffee roast, and it's very aromatic. It's sweetened with agave nectar and a little bit of cane sugar, and just a kiss of vanilla, because I think that can be overdone.
Right.
And I have made for you here one of the signature drinks that will be in the tasting room as soon as we get that open.
Nice. That's one of my favorites, too.
Hopefully by about July 4th, hopefully we'll have the tasting room.
That's
open by
awesome.
then.
Well, congratulations on that coming
you.
soon.
So what you're going to drink here is just a couple of parts of Java Agave and a couple parts of 2% milk. And when we actually do this drink, the tasting room, we'll probably do some dark chocolate shavings over the top of it, and maybe a couple chocolate-covered coffee beans as garnish on that. So
Some Coyote Moon coffee beans?
Coyote Moon coffee beans.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
So what you're going to drink here, as we say, this can stand on its own. It requires no vodka. And when you're talking about the drink, the White Russian, that's where the vodka is the Russian part of it. So this drink will be called No Russian Collusion.
The No Russian Collusion. It's so good. I already can tell it's so good.
It brings out some really interesting chocolate and mocha flavors
It
from
sure does.
the coffee liqueur.
I love Coyote Moon's coffee. It's the best.
It is. The care that Key takes in handling his beans and the roasting to avoid over-roasting or anything like that. He's an artist.
He is.
Just an artist.
He truly is. And he's also a comedian.
Is he really?
No, but he's hilarious.
Yes. Live broadcast from Smooth
He is.
Village.
He's hilarious.
So I laugh every time.
I do too. Every single time, yes. You are a comedian, Keith, in your own right. But I really appreciate all of the really neat interesting stories every single one of your bottles portrays. You have a very elaborate story for every single one of them, and I think that's so cool because when you come into your tasting room or just into the distillery, you pour your heart and soul into every single bottle, and everybody can tell that. And we love that about you, and it's really cool that you're a part of this.
Well,
and
thanks. I know a lot of people come into the distillery, and we are open, by the way, every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. for free tastes and bottle sales. But people come in, they see a distillery. When I walk into work every morning, I see an art studio.
Right, I do too.
And that's what I kind of put the work into.
Yeah, you totally put your heart and soul into everything you do.
Yep.
You can totally see that.
Can we talk about two more things?
Let's do it.
Okay. Very soon, I'm hoping by the time the tasting room opens, we will have a whiskey on the market.
Oh.
When we were putting together Wits Gin, that put us in contact with all these wholesalers.
Yeah.
Who one of them mentioned one day, hey, are you interested in 270 gallons of really good 5-year aged Kentucky whiskey?
Who would say no to that?
It was the stupidest question I've been asked in weeks. Yeah. So we brought it in, and my plan for it wasn't what we eventually decided to do. There were only 2 batches of this stuff left because the manufacturer was moving to a 4-year age product instead of 5. So we are going to do a finish filtering at Leander Distilling and give it a little bit more smoothness. And we're going to bottle it, and it's going to be issued in honor of the 17 defenders of the Alamo who were born in the state of Kentucky like this whiskey was.
So cool.
I mentioned earlier there's a lot of I meant to mention there's a lot of dishonesty about where things are distilled. And
we've talked about that in the past.
Exactly.
Yes.
You might find that your favorite whiskey that you think came from Kentucky or Tennessee was actually distilled in Indiana or someplace like that. But this was actually distilled in Kentucky, and we're not hiding that. It was touched by craftspeople in 2 different states with really historic ties. And each bottle will be signed and numbered. There are only going to be about 150 cases of it, so when it's gone, it's gone. And we'll have to find something else to do for brown liquor behind the bar.
So cool, though.
Final thing I'm really excited to announce, and I'm choosing this environment and this format and this show to do it on, is earlier this week, we inked a distribution deal with the 3rd largest liquor distributor in the state of Texas.
That's so awesome.
So,
High five to that. That's awesome.
It is the break we've all been working for and putting in a lot of hours trying to achieve. And they are preparing their first purchase order as we speak. So hopefully we'll have sales representatives representing the Leanderthal brands all across Texas, all major cities, even small towns that have independent stores. They'll be able to service those with Leanderthal brands.
That's fantastic. And I know that when I go to local restaurants like Mouton's, and I love to go to Mouton's for their breakfast, especially on a Sunday morning after a big evening at Smooth Village, Chad, and I love to go and have breakfast. And the one thing I noticed on their menu is my favorite, the Bloody Mary. Bourbon Street Bloody Mary has
Bourbon Street breakfast.
Leanderthal vodka, and that's just my favorite thing to purchase because 1, it's just so good, but 2, it's so smooth. You can't even taste the alcohol. I had a friend with me yesterday, and she was like, I can't even taste the alcohol. It just tastes like just tomato juice and like all these great flavors. And so I think that's pretty amazing that your vodka is so smooth that it's not overpowering to a drink, but you definitely can taste it. It's just not overpowering. So that's amazing for like a martini, for instance, where you want it dry or, just a fresh flavor. So again, thank you so much for being a part of our show. We really appreciate it. We so appreciate Leander Businesses. And tell us super fast, what's next for Leander with Leanderthal Distillery?
The tasting room, for sure. By July 4th, we hope to have that open. We've got a lot of interesting things planned there. I'm actually a member of the Leander Public Arts Commission, so I'm looking forward to having art on the walls there from various local artists.
Nice.
We're going to have a little bit of a small live music stage there for acoustic singer-songwriter types.
Very cool.
1,200 square feet inside, so it's going to be a nice intimate feel. And then we've got another 700 square feet of outdoor seating with a really nice stone fireplace. And within, hopefully, a couple months, we will also have a full-size bocce court that everybody can
fantastic.
enjoy. So,
That's awesome. Just one more place that you guys at Leander can come and enjoy and have a great time. And we are trying as a community to build a place, or places for that matter, for everybody to come together and just really have a great, wholesome time without having to go out to other cities, right? To Cedar Park or to Austin or any of these other places. Stay in Leander, spend your money here, buy your booze here. It's an amazing place. Thank you so much, Scott, for being a part of it. And thank you so much for Leander Distillery for being a part of our community and growing with us. And thank you again for being a part of the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a Twist. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Have a wonderful evening.
So as we close this final episode, with all our friends from Leander, we're going to give it over to Scott to give us a toast and close us out for this season of the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a Twist. Scott, take it away.
This is such a cool assemblage of people here today. I look around the room, we've got small business owners and leaders from all different kinds of industries throughout Leander, a couple of newly elected city council people here, our chamber president. When I look around the room, what I see really, it's the future of Leander. So there's really only one thing to toast here. It's the future of Leander.
Absolutely.
Cheers. Cheers. Like always, like us, share us, and comment on us. We'll see you back for next season of the Nightcap Barbershop Talk with a Twist. I'm Trust the Barber. This is the Angel, the beauty of the show, and Gus, the brains of the show. We'll see you guys next season. Thank you so much and have a good evening.
Bye. See you later.
Oh my God, Cornelius.
The man in the hat.
Sorry, Cornelius. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, bloody hell. Who sunk my battleship? Oh, well, hello. I hope you enjoyed our last episode of the season. We'd truly like to say thank you to everyone who has supported the Nightcap. We look forward to bringing you more seasons and episodes, and if you'd like to hear more from us, please let us know in the comments. A special thank you goes out to all of our guests from each episode. Thank you for your time, and it was truly a pleasure linking up with you guys and gals. A huge thank you also goes out to the Arts Institute of Austin for all the behind-the-scenes work they provided. They did an excellent job and were great to work with. This wraps up our season, but please remember to support your local small businesses. Not only does your support help feed families, but it's also great for the community. Until next season, come visit us at Capulera's Barber Salon, and we hope that you've enjoyed the show. Until next time, stay well groomed, my friends. Stay well groomed, and cheers to you.